the beast of marketing. Let's dig into it and talk about the iterative approach to marketing your business so you can do it in a sustainable way. All right, let's get started. Okay, so hi everybody. I'm Cheryl Texera, and I am all things about Scrum, productivity, and implementation. And you can find me at thescrumshop.com. And there are lots of free things there. You can find a bunch of free stuff at thescrumshop.com/workbooks. Okay, be sure and like this video and give me a follow if you're seeing this on YouTube and be sure to say hi if you're in the comments right now. I really appreciate it. So, I wanted to talk to you today about this iterative approach to product development that Scrum has. So, we've talked about this before. In fact, I talked about it last week about the iPhone and how you can use that same iterative approach, right? Because the iPhone 1, as it came out then, is not the same as the iPhone that it is today, as the iPhone 14 or 15, whatever it is now, right? And so, and there's a lot of reasons why. One is because technology changes, right? We learn more after years and years and years of doing the same thing and developing new products. We all learn more, and so did the people at Apple who created that iPhone. But the other piece too is that maybe where they didn't have the skill set or something, or maybe they didn't have the technology before, and how they have that technology. And so that's what happened with them with the iPhone. They didn't have the forward facing camera. They didn't have flash photography on that phone just yet because they didn't, maybe it affected the performance or whatever the reason, or they didn't want to miss the deadline that they promised to their stakeholders. And so we can take that same philosophy of iterative development that they did. So they did that iPhone 1 and then they did the iPhone 2. It added those features, improved on it, fixed the bugs, tightened the security on the phone and all those things. Same thing we can do with our own products. But now we can also apply that same philosophy to our marketing. And so when you think about marketing, we don't have that privilege, I guess, to be able to just put a billboard up somewhere that costs 30 grand or to be able to get on the radio or get on a TV commercial or something like that. That's not really where us small business owners can thrive. The cost is too high and it takes too long to acquire customers in that respect. So we do things like social media and lead magnets and blog posts and create a YouTube channel and all these ways that we can reach people and we can actually get to a place where we're talking to people almost one on one, right? That's the beauty of social media. But when those things feel like this giant big effort and you're having a hard time getting on social media to even build your audience, that's when we start having a problem. And that's when the iterative approach of product development can be applied to your all of your marketing so that you can start approaching your marketing as a test rather than this form of, oh my gosh, I'm going to get rejected. Oh my gosh, I'm putting myself out there and I'm scared, I'm nervous, or whatever. You can just start taking a more test like approach and then see how your audience responds because they're going to tell you what they like and what they don't like. And if you don't have an audience right away, or you have a very small audience, that doesn't matter because you can often still get clients from even if you have a very small audience. I know I do. I see people come from my Instagram account a lot, and I have a very small audience. They may not even be a follower like me. They maybe just saw one of my posts and showed up in front of them, and then that's how they came to my list, right? And or to my Facebook group, one of the two. And so that's what I wanted to tell you today is that if you start taking that iterative approach, like let's start with a lead magnet. Let's say you need to create a lead magnet. You've never created one before. You sort of have a niche idea. You have this idea that you're not sure about, but you don't know what to do for a lead magnet. You can start taking an iterative approach to that. And one of the ways that I like to help my clients is to start with a lead magnet that's like a quick start guide, right? So if you have a Facebook group, that's a perfect place for you to give out this quick start guide. And the quick start guide can help the people that you're touching, the lives you're touching by giving them maybe the terms that you use. Maybe you're giving them the basic philosophy in that quick start guide, or giving them the 10 steps and that sort of thing. But that lead magnet can also be a way for you to start feeling out what parts of your system and your program resonate with people. And so you can start using lead magnets in that sort of way, is to start using them as a test, right? You put a lead magnet out there, you see how people respond, you see how it performs, and then you start looking at all the different lead magnets you have, which, by the way, can produce you tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars of the lifetime of that. So don't just create a lead magnet and then toss it away and never use it again. Because that's like, that's the problem when we don't have a good marketing strategy, right? Is we put something out there and then maybe send an email out or two, and then we're like, oh, nobody liked that. Forget it. I'm just going to move on to something else. And so we move on to something else. And we really neglect that and miss um, optimizing that particular lead magnet. And so if you start looking at all your lead magnets as a way for you to feel out your audience and see what is actually um, resonating with them, then you can judge that by the performance of that lead magnet. How many people are opting in? How many are actually downloading it once they opt in to get that? And so on and so forth. You can even send out surveys to get feedback on those lead magnets if you want to, so that you understand what they liked and disliked about that particular freebie. So you can start taking a more scientific approach to building your business. So that's a lead magnet. And then your social media posts, instead of just randomly doing something, you can start looking at all the different categories, all the different things that are part of your offer ladder, right? All the different areas of your offer ladder, and then start creating social posts based on those things in your offer ladder, so that you can see how people respond to those particular things. One of the things I like to do is use my lead magnet as my driver. And so everything just stems from that. I create basically what you would call a promotion package for my lead magnet, and it makes social media creation really, really easy, including blog posts and my YouTube channel and my weekly content and all that stuff. By theming and doing those things, you can make it really easy for content creation to just kind of happen naturally, and even email marketing to happen more naturally, because it becomes a communication tool instead of a marketing tool. And so you feel better about it. You don't feel like, oh, I'm bugging people. Instead, you feel like, no, I'm communicating with people. They signed up on my list and they want to be communicated with. I'm going to communicate my free stuff, my offers, my what's going on, the events I have, all the things that I have going on. I'm going to communicate that with them. And so if we take that communicative approach to marketing our business, it becomes more natural and easier for you to not feel like you're bugging people and worrying about unsubscribes. I mean, if people unsubscribe, they unsubscribe. No big deal, right? Because they might actually come back later at another time. I've had many people unsubscribe from my list and then come back to me later on. And because, maybe they needed to go and try some other things. And then they finally realized, maybe that was good stuff that I was looking at and I should go back. Right. Or you just happen to have something that enticed them again to sign up. And so that is another great way that you can start naturally communicating with your audience. Um, and then, of course, there's your YouTube channel, and that is I think, one of the best ways that you can really communicate with your audience. And what I like about the YouTube channel is it really is a search engine. And so once you have established that real estate in YouTube, it's there forever. So if somebody searches for a video, they can find your video. So you can have something that doesn't just maybe get popular for a little while and then it just peters out and it doesn't really do anything for you. You can actually continually promote those videos forever and help your audience forever. And they can be found in a search engine, in Google search, everything, right? So it is the number two search engine in the world, next to Google. So YouTube is a great way to do it. And it can become its own revenue stream, its own revenue stream. And so again, all of those things, they allow you, and your blog post too. Don't forget your blog post because, everybody says, oh, and not everybody. I see a lot of people say, oh, you don't have to do blog posts. You don't have to do social media. You don't have to do these things. But honestly, if you have no web presence at all, I mean, how many people are really going to take your business seriously, right? Unless you're spending thousands and thousands and thousands on ads. And even then, a lot of people will check you out on social media. They will check out your website. They will look at your blog. They will look at all your lead magnets. They will look at all of these things before they decide to purchase with you because the purchase doesn't really happen right off the bat sometimes. People are in a research stage, right? They're researching. And so if you think about local businesses as well, like, I actually drove through town recently just looking because I need to find somebody to do my hair who's in my town now since I retired from my full-time job, which was in another town, the town next to me. I um I kind of wanted to get a hairstylist who is closer. And so I actually drove through town to kind of see where all the different hair places were, but I wasn't going to go into every single one. I'm going to come back and I'm going to search online and see who has a web presence. So the ones who don't have a web presence are out of luck, right? And the ones who do, I'm going to be looking for certain things, before I book with them and actually make an appointment. So you see what I'm saying? It's like that we have to think about our social media as that. I don't know. It legitimizes our businesses, right? It puts us on the map so that now we're seen. And the longer you're on, and the more you post, the more history you have, and people can see you've been in business for a while and it makes all that trust and everything much easier to gain when you have those things. So that's why I wanted to talk about this iterative approach because I see a lot of people and I meet with a lot of people who want to start an online business and they have absolutely no web presence at all and have no intention of actually being online, or they're afraid to get online. They don't want to be on social media. They don't want to do those things. And honestly, I just think that, that is the easiest and cheapest way for us to reach people is through these channels. And so if you're not ready to spend a bunch of money on ads, I highly recommend taking this iterative approach. Start with your lead magnet as a driver and then keep working from there. Now, I have a course that I've developed and I have it available. Actually, it's coming available very, very soon. But I'm kind of in the pre-sale stage and would be happy to talk to you about how you can take this iterative approach to creating a lead magnet and then creating your social media and creating your blog posts and your YouTube channel and all of these things so you can establish your presence and build out your content in a year. In 3 months, really, you could do it, but in a year, you'll have a well established social media presence, a well established online presence, a YouTube channel, everything that you need so that you can be on the map for your business. And I would love it if you reach out to me and let me know if you're interested in that, because it is a really great way to rapidly build your online presence in a way that's easy, feels natural to you, and is iterative so that you can get data and then actually take your highest performing lead magnets and turn those into funnels, profitable funnels that sell for you, that do the job for you, and then bring business to you in a more natural way. So you're not always having to hustle for clients. You're not always having to do live launches and webinars and things like that, because those things can be stressful as well. And to me, more stressful than just being on social media. So, um, I don't know if stressful. It's just it's a hustle, right? And if you want a certain lifestyle, you want to travel a lot, you want to, be able to work remotely and you want to be on the go and do the things that you want to do, that those kinds of things may not be what you want to do because it can kind of pin you to be in a certain place at a certain time and not be able to do what you want to do, like I want to do. Anyway, so I hope that that helps you. Remember to take that iterative approach, take a testing approach, watch your data, create lead magnets to help test your audience and see what it is that they're responding to. All right. Hope that helps. Thank you very much. And I will see you in the comments.